Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. I've got a few attaché cases or briefcases, depending on what you call them. And I get it. There's a sort of never-ending war between what should people gravitate to hold all of their everyday carry, school books, Mac books, work things, or even to travel with. Many of you, for example, use a backpack, and I get it. That's extremely popular. Certainly you see more backpacks than you do attaché cases. In fact, I often use a backpack when I travel if I'm going to be hiking, because that backpack then turns into a day pack. It goes from sort of my carry-on into something that transforms into a tool, if you will. And that's when I tend to use my backpack. But I tell you, I don't know if it's as I've aged or have experience, or if I just like the fact that sometimes the old ways are best. And I gravitate to James Bond, and James Bond uses briefcases. He uses attachés. And today I have for you a whole series of James Bond related, in some fashion or another, attaché cases. I'm going to talk about each one. We'll put the backpack question aside for another video, and we're going to be talking about each one of these. I want to go through the pluses, the minuses, and ultimately, at the end of the day, this is not a day-long video. At the end of the video, I'm going to crown one my favorite for a series of different reasons. And we'll talk about the practicality, etc. Because what I truly do love about carrying around an attaché case, and I use this when I go to work, when I visit clients, when I go to New York City, I wear and have an attaché case. For example, this is my one. You may have seen it in a rather popular video of my everyday carry, EDC, where I'm holding this particular one right here. It's called a Maverick, from a company called Maverick, and I like it. I mean, it's got the navy, it's got the orange, it's easy to see things, lots of pockets. I can hold everything in here. It's got this nice Italian pebbled leather. Places for my passport, easy grab and carry. It fits my lifestyle. I like the fact that it's not black. It's, not the typical color. It hits all the sweet spots of what David likes, but it's got kind of a James Bond flair to it. But that's not really associated with James Bond. That's kind of David Zaritsky's pick. I want to talk about James Bond. Now, one of the first times you see James Bond is right out of the gate. I mean, he has a briefcase, he has an attaché case. In many of his movies, Sean Connery sort of made them famous. And one in particular, which you see really well in You Only Live Twice, is this puppy right here. Now, this is a Samsonite. These you can actually find on eBay for relatively inexpensive. And I'm here to tell you that not only is this sit in my collection as a great example of Sean Connery's accessory style flair of the 1960s era, the Samsonite is an amazing design to itself. And as I open this, for example, you'll see that on the inside, it's kind of pretty basic. I mean, this is kind of an open area. It has a few pockets up here, a few places for pens, and this is what I call new old stock, which is hard to get. This is a 1960s Samsonite, but it was never used. Well, that's not true. It was used by me. I actually have used this to go into New York City, to go into meetings, because there's something very Connery-esque about that. And if you are of the pure Connery love and adoration out there, then you're going to gravitate to something like this. And by the way, you can get one of these for about $40 in pretty good shape, in fantastic shape. You can get it for well under $100. What I love about it is it's lightweight. It's a high fiber plastic. It's not too heavy. You can really kind of fill it up and it's still going to look the part, but look at the lines on this. I mean, this just smacks of James Bond. But you're saying to yourself, David, I'm sort of more of the later era, not quite Craig yet, but let's say you are of the Brosnan flair. Now, this is a briefcase. It is also from Samsonite, but it looks very different because it's from a very different era. This is the Samsonite briefcase, screen accurate, not screen used, wasn't in the film. Screen accurate, meaning it's the correct model briefcase that you see in Die Another Day that held the diamonds. Remember the one? The one that, yeah, blew up into Zhao's face? This is the one. Now let's open this up because this is aluminum. So it's not super heavy, but look at this navy blue interior. I absolutely love this. This is made in Belgium. Again, places for pens, calculators. Who uses a calculator, David? But nowadays, this would not look unnatural. This wouldn't look strange. Places for all of your papers, and yes, it holds a computer. Now, you should be asking yourself right now, David, you probably got this around the time of Die Another Day. Have you used this in the field? Has MI6 appropriated this to you and have you used it? And I'm here to say, yes, I have. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved carrying it around. It's got a little bit of weight to it. So this is one that you are going to feel, this is like hashtag Bond Fitness Challenge weight. And then when you put things in it, of course, it weighs you down even more. But look at the lines of this. Now this truly does look very sleek. But to some people, it could look a bit foreboding. You know, that whole idea of what's in the aluminum suitcase. Technology, electronics, or something more maniacal. So you do want to keep that in mind, but quite frankly, I'm of the ilk that who cares what other people think? If you like this type of briefcase, then so be it. Oh, by the way, little FYI for you, the same briefcase was used in Casino Royale for Vesper to deliver the money to Gettler. And then you see it floating at the end, which I don't know how well this would do a job floating, but it's the same briefcase. So there's one pick. Now, about now you're saying, hey David, isn't it time? Oh, wrist roll. 60th anniversary Omega watch, wrist roll. Buck Mason polo. For those that want to know, very 60s cut. Look at the bands. Very lightweight Terry. But you're saying, I'm more of a Daniel Craig type. Or Daniel Craig. What you got from Daniel Craig? I got. Relax. Because from one of my favorite films, Quantum of Solace, right over here, we have the Zero Halberton briefcase that Bond is given. If you remember Michael G. Wilson sitting there reading a newspaper, he goes down after dispatching of Mr. Slate, and he says, is there anything being held for me? She goes, just the briefcase. And he goes, well, I'll take that now. And he takes it, and hold on a second. Is there a surprise for everybody? What? Hold on. Sealed for your protection. I swear it's not that complicated. Oh, what the heck? A picture of Camille. Yes, a picture of Camille. This was, of course, where he had the blank papers, the picture of Camille, and the gun. This was that briefcase. And of course, he loses it when she drives away, which is really upsetting because this is a beautiful briefcase to itself. Let me show you the inside of this. This has got beautiful leather. It has a couple of pen holders, places for pockets for your technology, electronics, 2 places for your computer. Then it's got this leather finishing here. By the way, Zero Halberton, they're expensive. This is not a $45 older Samsonite. And by the way, that other Samsonite, the Die Another Day one, if you were to buy it right now, or even back then, bit of an investment. This one, major investment. Zero Halberton, but they're amongst the best. They are very high grade. By the way, this is so unused that I still have the sticker on this, which I really should peel off because I'm the only one using this. I love this piece, but I will tell you that as cool and as sleek as this looks, as beautiful as this looks, I mean, look at the lines. And again, I got this back in 2008. I saw it in the movie and I'm like, I'm going to research the hell out of this, and I found it. I haven't used it out in the field, which I'm here to tell you is a sin. I've talked about in my videos how you need to use your watches. I had this watch in a box for like 2 months before I started wearing it. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not saving it for a rainy day. I don't have no intention of selling it. What am I doing? Use these things. The fact that this hasn't been used, when I was doing the setup of this, I'm like, why are you not taking this to work? It's absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm going to stay on Daniel Craig for a second, but not James Bond, Daniel Craig, because included in the attachés is a system of his personal preferences. This is Manhattan Portage. Manhattan Portage is a bag company that has made these very city-like, very New York City-like lightweight bags. And there are quite a few pictures of Daniel Craig carrying this around. I don't know if it's been very recent, but not too long ago, he used to carry this around. And of course, with some help with some friends, they researched, they found the right bags, and we all bought them. We all bought them. And by the way, there's a sling, so you could do it as like a city bag or a man purse, whatever you want to call it. It's a bag, all right? Get over it. But it's got a handle, and it's considered an attaché. I do like this. I mean, this, has a nice passport pocket where you can get to. This I've used so much. I mean, work, play, travel, etc. I don't tend to use it that much anymore because I've found other things in my life, but this is great because it's flexible, right? I mean, you can do things with it. These attaché cases, they have no give. So when you put them under something like in an airplane, like one of the chairs, you're going to be bumping into it. Or if it falls over in a train, you're going to hear it. Everyone's going to hear it. This, pretty nice and soft. You can throw it around. And actually, I have abused the hell out of this, and it looks better with age, which is kind of good to know. So now we're going to go to a different part of the world of attaché cases in the world of James Bond. And these are imagined. Okay, these you haven't seen these in film. The personal actors haven't worn these or used these, but these are imagined either by brands or in the world of James Bond. And this first one is a Globetrotter attaché case. Now this is the one that came out around the anniversary. This is representing, if you will, the DB5 from Goldfinger, and this has the DB5 colors. And when you open it up, first of all, nice branding, beautiful branding, beautiful piece, artwork. Look at the Navy in there, people. 007, it's got the logo, Globetrotter, and it says Globetrotter Suitcase Company, handmade luxury luggage, and it's got a wonderful strap if you want to use it as a strap. I will say something. I love this piece. This item lives in my office. I have a home office where I have some of my Globetrotters that I think are artwork. This is artwork. This is beautiful, everything about it. And as you know, it's no secret, I'm a huge fan of Globetrotter. As an attaché case, it comes up short. It just does, because it's basically a giant box. I would have to get separators, which they have on Amazon. They do. But I would have to get separators to really make this into something. And on top of that, you know how Yoda says, size matters not. Look at me. Size does matter. This is really small. Just to give you an idea, okay? Samsonite attaché, Globetrotter, small. Probably would not even fit my computer. Have I used this as an attaché? Once. I brought it into New York City. I had a couple pieces in it. They rattled around a lot. I got nervous. It was not the most comfortable feeling. So you would have to do something to customize this to really make it something practical. Unlike another brand, because Globetrotter is a Bond brand, another brand called Bennett and Winch. Now, the Robins, if you will, you've seen me talk about this, highlighted, of course, in No Time to Die. They had that suitor bag, which the hold-all suitor bag has exploded, and it's turned into so many different iterations, which has been so exciting for them. But in the same color combination, I have their Attaché. And this thing is fantastic, I will tell you. First of all, it has the softness of the Manhattan Portage one. It's got a belly band. It has a belly band. So the belly band, just so you know, that's what it's called. When you have a piece of luggage and you pull up your big piece of luggage, it can go straight over that. And this way it doesn't rattle around and you don't have to hold your attaché case as a separate entity. It has a quick, I love these quick release passport buttons. And the zipper's very soft. And that sounds very strange, but I've had attaché cases like this where the zippers rip your hand apart. Not good. So this has a clip at the top, very soft leather handle, and then you've got this gaping maw. I said gaping maw, and I don't regret it. This gaping maw of, wait for it, this is real time. We're not editing this. Editing? I don't even know the meaning of the word. See? Lots of great pockets to hold all your melted butter, nooks and crannies, and Thomas English muffins. Look at that. And it's beautifully done. And again, it is, look, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Everything that Bennett Wench does is gorgeous. This is nice. It's lightweight. Again, it doesn't have all those metal parts. You can put a strap on this. I'm a fan of this. My one thing is, for some reason, even though this is really not much bigger than these, I wish there was a slightly smaller version. I would love this in like a city bag, like something just maybe like that big. And then that would be my perfect carry into cities and appointments and things. It's just it's slightly big. In fact, I could potentially, here's an idea, I could potentially use this as an overnight in some cases. Pack a little underwear, some fresh socks, clean polo, toothbrush, toothpaste if I'm feeling special. But yeah, I could possibly do that. And then my last attaché case is all the way, now still Bond and Bond branding, but it's really Bond branding, and that is there are James Bond attaché cases out there that are promotional bags. Now this was one that was very nice, very thick leather. This is hardy leather. This is made by Zatchels. You can see there. British made, obviously. And this was given out as promotional gifts to press, to people that worked on the film, etc. But this is a nice black briefcase. There's nothing wrong with it. I have never used it. I told you, this was going to be like tons of confessional. A couple things. First of all, even though I have a James Bond channel that's pretty damn public. Instagram, pretty damn public. YouTube, incredibly public. I don't know if I want to wear like an attaché case that says Spectre 007. I want it to be slightly more subtle. Even the Globetrotter one has the little plaque. You'd have to like get inappropriately close to me to really see what that is. But this is fine. I mean, it's got kind of it's got a strap in there, and it's got, I don't know, it has everything that you need. It's a big opening. And it's got a smaller opening in the front and a place to put your name, but it's too promotional for me. It's just too promotional. Nicely made, still smells good, high fiber. High fiber? I mean high fiber leather. I mean high quality. Again, we don't know the meaning of editing. But as I sort of drink in all these different versions, you know, I'm left with asking certain questions, you know, questions that I try to answer in here, like practicality, questions of style, like which ones are going to make me feel sort of that escapism moment, like when I look at my watch and I think, oh, James Bond, there's an escapism moment. You know, which are the ones that are going to be something that could live with me in my life and in my travels and not get in the way, that I could really engage with? Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm straddling two. And you're like, David, that's a cop-out. You said out of all of these, you were going to pick your favorite one. The one that you would, if you haven't really gravitated to it because you've got that blue one that you personally use, the Maverick, that you were going to choose one. Well, help me with this. So in my top two is definitely the Ben & Winch. Again, very practical, very beautiful. I love the fact that it doesn't say James Bond, but it's a James Bond brand. It also has the same colorings as the one we see in No Time to Die. So there's a lot going on. And again, it's got that crushable moment, and yet it can live with me. It's got all those pockets. But also in my top two, and this might not surprise you, is this. And I feel like the Zero Halberton is a rediscovered love. And I've talked about this on my Instagram a little bit. Have you ever come across something in your collection, something in your closet? It could be an outfit, a coat, pair of shoes that you hadn't worn in a while, and you're like, why don't I wear this more? And you start wearing it, and suddenly it becomes your go-to, your favorite. That's this. That's this. Like, I am craving Monday morning, which I never crave Monday morning, said everybody, but I am because I would love to use this and take it to work. I'm sure I'm going to get comments because, look at it. It looks like out of a James Bond movie, but it's also beautiful. It's well appointed. It's stylized. And it's from one of my favorite unappreciated Daniel Craig movies, Quantum of Solace. And the lines, it's just beautiful. I think as an accessory and style piece, it's there, but also the interior allows me to live with it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this out in the field, and I probably will have a part 2 video where I see, is this thing practical, or is it just arm candy? Is it just something beautiful that just doesn't live practical, and I really need to gravitate back to the Ben & Winch? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a whirl. So consider this an accidental part 1 video of attaché cases. I hope you are exploring the world of attaché cases, of briefcases, because it is a world that I think is undiscovered nowadays, in a world of backpacks, right? You see tons of people dressed in suits and they're wearing backpacks. If you're wearing a suit, how much better would it be to carry something like this? A little bit more Bond oriented, but I don't know. I just think it's a little bit more proud moment. Anyway, there it is. Go explore the world of attaché cases. I'll probably see you in part 2. In the meantime, I'm going to give this puppy a try Monday morning, see how she rolls. I wonder if Camille could pick me up. Get in. I said get in. Anyway, this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching the Bond Experience. If you like what you saw, why don't you subscribe to the channel by clicking this button right here. We'll keep you up on everything new that's happening in the world of Bond. And speaking of something new, here's something new just for you because we know you so well. Talk to you soon.